Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about my HSG experience, which I had on October 21st. And I have to say, guys, I did not have a bad experience at all. And I'm so grateful because I've heard a lot of stories that aren't so great. And I've heard some stories that people got through it just fine. And I would like to say my experience was a little bit in the middle of that. So I'm just going to start from the beginning and let you guys know how my experience was. So basically, the day before, I had to start taking an antibiotic the day of and the day after the procedure just to prevent any infection that might happen because they are using a catheter and, it's a really small, very thin tube that goes up. And so they just want to make sure that there's not any infection or any bacteria that could, cause an infection. So I was on that already. I took my ibuprofen. I took an 800 ibuprofen probably about, I think it was an hour before the procedure. And I had to drive about an hour to get there, which was kind of a bummer, but it worked out. I went with one of my girlfriends because unfortunately my husband couldn't get the day off. Mm-hmm. And so, I drove about 45 minutes. I got there. I checked in. The facility was beautiful. It was just very nice and elegant looking. I didn't wait very long. The staff was really nice. I was pretty nervous just because I was expecting to be in excruciating pain after I was done. Not gonna lie, read all the nasty stuff online about it, and my doctor even told me, don't look online, you'll scare yourself. You just have to take the experience as it goes, and everybody's different. And so I kind of tried to go into it with an open mind, it could not be that great, but it could be just fine. So I went in, they give you a gown, they tell you to dress, from the bottoms down, take everything off, and get into a gown. They gave me some cool socks so that I don't slip. They had the slip resistant at the bottom. The nurse that I had alongside the doctor was so sweet and so nice. And my doctor was extremely kind, extremely gentle. She was very informative. Anytime I had to do something, put my leg up, put my leg down, stay still, whatever. She was just really informative and telling me what was going to happen next so that I wasn't shocked when something happened or whatever. So basically I got onto the table and they said, we're going to insert this catheter and it's going to have saline go through it. And that's how we're going to check how it goes through your tubes and everything. And I would have to say at first it was just merely uncomfortable. It wasn't painful. And then when she actually injected the dye, I felt a little bit of pain, but still nothing unbearable. It was when she asked me to kind of pivot to the side to get the x-ray shot. That was the most painful for me. I thought I was going to pass out because the pain was just so... It's very similar. I don't know if any of you have ever had a biopsy, but it's very similar to a pinching kind of feeling that you get when you have a biopsy. And I had a biopsy on my cervix because my gynecologist thought that he saw a little bit of whitish gray patch, and he just wanted to make sure that it didn't have any cancerous or precancerous cells, which it did not, thank you God. And so I know what a biopsy feels like, and it's this really intense pinching feeling. And it was pretty painful when she had me go to the side. I almost felt like I was pinching something that I wasn't supposed to be. And it was kind of painful. And she basically told me, and after it was done, she told me, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And I'm like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't really painful. It was just more uncomfortable than anything. And she was like, well, I know it was painful and painful is kind of good in a way, she said, because painful means that the saline is going through the tube and the saline instinctively is going to irritate that. And so it is going to give off pain. And so the fact that you're telling me that it hurt, she was like, it's a good sign almost, and so I was kind of okay, was it supposed to be more painful? I just kind of took it and ran with it. And afterwards I was told that to wear a pad. I might have a little bit of bleeding, but that the saline looks black on the screen, but actually when it comes out, it's more of like an orangey red color. And so she said you might mistake that for blood, but it's not blood. She said it's just the saline coming out. But if you do have big amounts of blood coming out or whatever, you need to contact the doctor immediately, or go to the ER if it's really bad, and that I might have some cramping going on. I didn't experience the cramping until later on that evening, and then it was a little bit intense, but nothing that I couldn't get through because I used to have excruciating periods, so it wasn't really bad at all. And that was it. I continued to take my antibiotic 2 days after, and here we are today. Everything's fine. And now we actually have the results to our HSG. For those of you who didn't watch my previous video, that was just about kind of the follow-up and what's going on with my cycle. Be sure to watch. But yeah, that's it, guys. Overall, I would say I had a really great HSG experience. It wasn't bad for me at all, and I'm so grateful because I was pretty nervous going into it. But yeah, that's it for today. So you guys have a great rest of you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you next time. Bye.